Okay, lesson 2 is translations. Translations are very, very, very much so similar to what we learned in lesson 1 because we used translation as one of our movements. So what I went over yesterday will be very applicable here. That little bit that I talked about moving, what happens when you move a unit 5 up or 5 down, and how it changes your coordinate is basically what today's lesson is about. So we're going to have very short notes. You're going to have lots of time to work. But I just want to remind you, this was the notes from yesterday, and I made y'all guys do this little chart. Refer to that. Okay? Refer back to that when we go over this stuff right here. Now, if it gives you a combination of things, when it says translate 3 units down and 4 units left, it means to do both of those things that were listed in that chart simultaneously. So I'm just going to do an example. If it gives us a triangle, I'm going to make up some units for this triangle. We're going to say that this one is at 5, 3. Okay, I'll label these ABC. Okay, so A is at 5, 3, B is at, let's just say 4, 5, and C is at 3, 3. Okay, if it said translate this figure 3 units down, and so let me just go ahead and write it down, 3 down and 4 left. Okay, I first need to identify what I'm doing. If I'm going down, I'm subtracting, so this is going to be minus. If I'm going left, I'm subtracting, so that's going to be minus. Okay? Now I just need to identify which one of these variables it affects. Remember, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Down would affect the y, so we're going to subtract the y. Left would affect the x, because that's where the x goes, left and right. So it's going to be subtracting from the x value of each of those. So without even having to draw it, I could say, okay, well, B prime, or the image, B, is going to be 3 units down, so my y is going to go minus 3, and 4 units left, so my x is going to go 4 units left. So looking at this, I'm going to go 4 minus 4, comma, 5 minus 3. And that'll give me my answer for what B prime is going to be. It's going to be 0, 2. So B prime is going to be located right there at 0, 2. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to practice this. So I want you to do the same thing for A and C. Go. Now I'll let you talk to your groups. Okay, alright. Now that you've had time to talk with your group, let's see what we got for A, B, or sorry, we already know what we got for B. Let's see what we got for A. So on A, the image of A should have been translated 4 units to the left, so it would be at 1, and 3 units down, so it should be at 0. Cool. B prime, we already knew that one was at 0, 2, and C prime was at what? -1, 0, because it's 4 units to the left, so subtract 4, and down 3, so subtract 3. Okay, so this would be the information that they're looking for, the coordinates of that. So some of these you may even be able to answer without actually having to draw it out. But if we did draw it out, it would just literally go 4 units left, boom, and then 3 units down, boom. Okay, so if you do got to do it, just follow the units on your graph. Graphing paper is extremely useful in this kind of problem. I really like how Mark puts his papers together. So if y'all guys are wondering a good way to do that, look at the way Mark puts his paper together. Alright, flip your page. If you have not already, go to the Connect. It has a trapezoid. A trapezoid being a 4-sided figure, okay, that is not necessarily square or rectangular. Let's see if I can get this thing right. Pretty decent. Alright, so they start out with a trapezoid, W, X, Y, Z, and then they put it on the following coordinates. So if you're drawing this with me, please do it precisely. First one is going to be at 1, 1. It's W. The next one is going to be over there at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1 right there, which is X. I'm going to do this in a different color so it's easier to see. Yep, you need to. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. Well, that's still not a great color. And then Y is going to be over there at 4, negative 1. 4, negative 1. It's not really a whole lot better. Z is at 2, negative 1. So we have W, X, Y, and Z, and then we're just going to connect those dots. Okay, so there's your trapezoid so far. Now, the instructions tell us to do a few things, so I'm just going to write them out here so that I remember, and I don't have to keep looking back. I want to go 4 units left, so 4 left and 2 up. Okay, if I'm going 4 left, that affects my left and right axis, which is X axis. So I'm going to subtract X's. There, I'm going to subtract from my X. On 2 up, I'm going to, because that's up, I'm going to have to add to my Y's. Okay? So subtract from your X's for the 4 left and add 2 to your Y's for the up. So the easy way, if you just got to draw it, is just to simply count. It's really easy to do that. I just go 4 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go 2 up. 1, 2, and mark it. W prime. I don't know why I keep doing that. Different colors. Okay, and I do the same thing for every single one of these. Okay, so go 1, 2, 3, 4 over, and 1, 2 up gives you the next one, X prime. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2 up gives you the next one, Y prime. You should have already noticed that there's a pattern. There's no change in shape or size, so you really don't need to count every one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. There's your Z prime.
They have not called us.
Go. Get everybody. Please. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's really it. If it asks you specifically for a formula for this, okay? If it asks you for a formula for this, or to show your work, basically, then you would write it as a translation. Okay, the translation for this would look just like this. If I'm going 4 units left, that would be whatever the X value is minus 4. I'm going 2 units up, it'd be whatever the Y value is plus 2. And that would be my translation. So there's your general formula for any point that falls into that category. Any questions about it? Okay. So they might give you something that looks like this. This is example A from your book, if you flip your page. I'm going to zoom out here. It's probably the last example I get to you today. It says T of xy. This is like a function notation. So translation of xy is this. It is x plus 6, comma, y minus 1. So this tells you that it's being shifted 6 units to the right and 1 unit to the left, or up, down.
Volleyball girls to get dressed and meet Coach out back. Yes.
Okay, so it's going to go 6 to the right. Go ahead and write this underneath, and 1 down. So in words, that's what this is asking for. It says 6 to the right, 1 down. Your translation is that. So if this is the formula that they give you, T of xy is x plus 6 and y minus 1, and then they give you the coordinates of each vertex from that triangle, then you will simply do that addition and that subtraction. So if they give you P, and they say -3, 4, find the translation of that. You're going to take it, you're going to add 6 to this 3, so literally add 6 to that 3. You're going to get 3, and you're going to subtract 1 from that 4. You're going to get 3. So the image of this is just 3, 3. And then you do that for every point involved in that shape, in that figure. All right, you have practice 1 through 13. Okay, get to work.